We are live. This is the Sunday Night Market Update. I am your host, Bill Noble. Tonight, we will be serving an extra special dose of deregulation. AI is the economy, right? Inflation is going to persist, but hiring won't, which is going to make people angry, which is going to lead people to pressure politicians, which is going to lead politicians to be pro-crypto. Pro-crypto. And we're about to have an inauguration, and everybody's about to step up to the microphone. Everybody gets their turn. So if you have a world where you have like AI and crypto connected, right? The only way to verify anything that gets created in a world controlled by AI is with blockchain. And then when you deregulate the economy, like I'm going to spare you the details, but I actually saw something of what happened, a chart of what happened to mergers and acquisition under the current regime. Like when they came in power, mergers and acquisitions collapsed. So when deregulation comes in, it's going to affect all parts of the economy, including crypto. So everybody's worried about the jobs market. It's not a problem, okay? If anything's a problem, you don't own enough crypto to hedge what could possibly happen with your job, right? Hiring may not be there. Crypto as like a new form of abundance, a new way to hedge. This also segues into this whole AI agent trade in crypto, which has been completely decimated. It also brings to light DeFi, right? And anything decentralized as a way to just simply grow wealth and take advantage of a deregulated world. In other words, a world where the orange man comes in and goes, enough is enough. Right? The situation in California, enough is enough. It's the end of all these people and their ideology, right? Maybe they got to do a couple elections in Europe as well. Maybe. But blockchain, crypto, Bitcoin, particularly the made in America cryptos, good luck getting me off that subject. Because if you try to find a chart in crypto that looks good, guess what? It's the made in America cryptos. It really is. And that, again, that's not going to stop. And here's the kicker. Ready? Everyone's bearish. Everyone's selling. Everyone's like, oh, CPI, let's sell on old news. And I've been talking about this, but my conviction on this is going higher. Okay. Yes, inflation will persist. Now let's talk a little bit about that. So AI keeps wages down. That sucks for humans, but that's got to push anybody with income towards crypto. A new crypto development. Commodities are taking off. So how do you devalue the dollar, right? Gold, Bitcoin, and commodities, right? Agricultural commodities. Oil was up. Nat gas is moving. Copper, which is connected to the AI electricity trade. And last I looked, crypto was a digital commodity. So for everyone telling us that Bitcoin is digital gold or, Bitcoin is somehow like this digital store of value. Hey, folks, we're going to go over the chart. So don't go anywhere. Commodities are breaking out. Buy breakouts. I learned it at Goldman. So if commodities are breaking out, one of the most classic things is commodities up, dollar down. Now, in this case, the dollar's not down because of problems in Europe. Everyone's hysterical about the bond market. Here's a hint. It doesn't matter. Everybody thinks everything is a bubble and it's going to crash. That's not going to happen. So in other words, all the want gives you a 1 week booga booga trade, and then that ends. And that's going to end probably when either the orange man or somebody connected to the orange man steps up and starts bull posting crypto. Because if they're going to have AI and they're going to have this, this huge future, like, for example, I got a news article from a very smart guy talking about how stable coins in 2025 could challenge Visa and MasterCard's duopoly. Think about that for a second. Everybody wants to sell Bitcoin. Everyone's telling me about 75K. I'm aware of the chart formations. I get it. But I don't think anybody is focused on, AI capping hiring, crypto as a way to protect yourself from just about everything, and about new forms of money. Now, I don't talk about stable coins because we don't chart stable coins, but what happens if the crypto financial ecosystem explodes, starting with stable coins, then going to DeFi, then going to RWA, then going to XRP. Oh, of course, there's Bitcoin. And then somebody might develop Web3, right? Somebody may want to get off the Web2, the Web2 bandwagon. I've even seen political commentators, like conservative political commentators who used to work for Trump, still giving Elon Musk a hard time. Now, as I have said, when you have anger, when you have, things that are negative, the only solution to all these things that are negative is not something else that's negative. So these crash canaries are all wrong. Yes, there will be disturbances in equities this year. Yes, that's going to happen because really, as one person said on a podcast, AI is the economy. So AI will do well and everything else is subject to dramatic volatility. However, crypto is connected to that innovation, abundance, positive solution to what ails us out there. And again, everyone's falling all over themselves to sell it, which is a great time to be on the air so I can laugh at all of them, right? I can laugh. The best time to laugh is when it's down. It's down. Everybody wants to get upset. Not doing it. Not doing it. Let's welcome who's here. Bull Runner, banging away with the Eagle King emoji. Right on. Indie Rock Crypto. Scorpio in the house. Daniel J. T-Bone. What's up? Ian, Big Rich. All the believers. Art from the Amsterdam airport. Unbelievable. Union Crypto. Kyle. Caroline is here. Big fan of Toby Ward, who has got who outdid herself on the latest member podcast. Really outdid herself. Les Martin, DC Precise. Luis is here. Welcome. SPL, Crypto Pulse, Bill Rockwell. Good evening. Good evening. Crypto Crazy Knowledge Dump. Les Martin. Thank you. I appreciate that. Dion. The Made in America cryptos. Boy, I'll tell you what. You're going to have to hit me pretty hard to get me off that, folks. I tell you what. You're going to have to hit me pretty hard to get me off that. Okay, let's review. Now, there are some big articles that are out. There are some big articles that are out talking about what's going on with AI after everybody is all wound up about this jobs number. Okay. AI is going to affect future hiring. It's not going to necessarily create layoffs, although we will talk about that. Okay. This AI thing is absolutely happening. So, you don't need as many analysts on Wall Street. You don't need a skyscraper full of people doing spreadsheets because, you can do the work of 10 guys with one guy. I have done stuff in Perplexity, take the big DeFi coins and associate it with a stock, a crypto stock type things. It would take Python programmers, hours, days, weeks to get this stuff. You get it in 5 minutes. Forces like regulation, passive investing, AI are squeezing equity research on the sell side or the bank side. As one analyst put it, If you walk around a Wall Street bank, they will never say 3 years from now, there'll be less people working here. Well, guess what? They're saying that now. So this is happening in terms of, we've talked about Salesforce not hiring more software engineers. This is happening. Yes, it is a little bit scary, but the good news is if you're hearing the sound of my voice and you're joining Patreon and you're in the YouTube member area, which we'll go over in a second. Okay. If you're doing that, then you're going to protect yourself. You're not going to protect yourself, but you're going to prosper, because anybody who gets that AI and Bitcoin and crypto are connected. Like, what's the difference? Here's a scary comment coming from me. What's the difference between NVIDIA and Bitcoin? There may not be any. It may all be a part of the same trade, like the innovation trade. This is monetary innovation, finance innovation, AI verification innovation, and then what's going on there on the NVIDIA side. The tech people seem to understand how big this is all really going to get. And in crypto, like I said, we're currently falling over ourselves to sell everything. We can't sell fast enough. The whole world's about to change. We're about to get everything we ever wanted from the orange man, and we can't sell fast enough. It's like Gensler has been elected president. That's what our price action dictates. All because of some inflation number on Friday, which is like, I don't know, man. It's not old news. It's crusty news. The new news is about AI, innovation, crypto, deregulation, the orange man, and the made in America cryptos. And it's happening right in front of your face on Wall Street. Wall Street job losses may top 200,000. Okay. This is happening. Okay. Decentralized finance may be their only growth engine. Now, yes, it's going to help the profit margins of the companies if all these people depart. But what is Wall Street going to do for growth? The Magnificent Seven? They're going to do mergers and acquisitions, but they may do all this stuff in crypto. They may do it in crypto. And here we go. Venture capitalists with an unpronounceable name predicts stablecoin adoption will challenge Visa and MasterCard's duopoly. Interesting. So, XRP, Bitcoin, stablecoins, right? You give somebody stablecoins, what are they going to do? What are they going to do with the stablecoins? Well, I don't know. They'll pay their bills, or they'll pay whoever they have to pay. And then what are they going to do with their leftover stablecoins? They're going to buy Bitcoin, of course. Or they're going to buy whatever they can get their hands on. I mean, if you combine normal crypto FOMO, right, with a necessity to do buy and hold investing, to do whatever it is you can to get $10,000 in Bitcoin, so when Skynet's running the world in 15 years, you're okay, right? I mean, how quickly can you adopt that thinking? Here's a hint. A lot faster than most Goldman Sachs clients, or at least the Goldman Sachs research department, because I got more evidence that they're only like, yeah, I don't know that we should do this. I don't know that we should put it in portfolios yet. It's unbelievable. Like, there are guys that I'm listening to are talking about 20 and 30% allocations, and the banks, BlackRock in particular, are saying, yeah, I'm not sure we can go to 2% on this allocation in a portfolio. And they're still stuck on 60-40 portfolios, like stocks, most of it, meh, bonds, crap. So, 60% meh, 40% crap, and they can't add 2% Bitcoin. Like, where would Bitcoin have to go before they change their mind? Seriously, this is happening. I mean, I got it right here. It's right here. Okay. So Matthew Siegel, recovering CFA. I like that. Thank God I never did that. Oh my God. It's like three giant exams of like bond market math. It's like shaves years off your life. Used to be like the coolest thing ever to have CFA after your name. Please. Thank God I went to crypto. Suffering, no suffering. Thank God. Goldman Sachs, 10 questions for multi-asset investors entering this year. Okay. One of the questions, question number 8, by the way, doesn't even rank at the top. Should Bitcoin become a more important part of a multi-asset portfolio? Okay. If it's too long, you didn't read it, don't worry. High allocation of Bitcoin, not realistic from a risk perspective. In other words, it's too volatile. But a 2 to 5% position has little impact on a 60-40 portfolio. So it's almost like they're saying, don't bother. Literally. They're saying, well, you can put in 2%, but mathematically it doesn't help you when stocks go down, which that's fair enough. I mean, the guys are doing their math, and I don't want to disrespect anybody's work, but this is not like get involved, get the Bitcoin, get the Fidelity ETF. You know, AI is the economy. Get involved in Bitcoin. Michael Saylor's talking about $10 million, and these guys are like, 2%, don't bother. BlackRock wants to do 2%, and equity research is like, we don't need that. How high does it have to go? I mean, when you have people that don't want to get on this train, like one guy I listened to is like, I don't know, maybe they're not curious enough, or maybe it's, too hard to understand. What's too hard to understand about what's happened to your purchasing power? But let's not invest in that. What are we investing in? I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. This is just, it's not even, it's just MO, missing out, not getting it. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Michael Saylor has only got $43 billion in Bitcoin, and he just goes on TV every weekend saying, I don't have enough. I don't have enough. And I notice he's not wearing an orange tie. That's because he gave them all to the orange man. So him and his family can wear them. Okay. Before and after fire destruction footage. Okay. Do sovereigns have your interest at heart? The policies that led to this impact all of you. We cannot afford to act like the people and the policies that did this don't exist. They exist, and they have no interest in you at all. At all. And as we watch all this, right? So we're about to deregulate, right? The only way to verify anything in a world completely run by AI, which is probably 9 months away, is to use blockchain and crypto. And we're all selling. Oh, by the way, yeah, and the orange man is coming, who is not messing around at all about business. And is going to need to change the subject about this whole Visa thing. He is, I'm telling you. And that's now even bigger. So it's like Wall Street has to do DeFi. Wall Street has to do RWA as a growth engine. The orange man's going to tell them they have to, even if they don't want to. And Web 2 probably has to get involved in Web 3. They're going to have so much free cash flow. What exactly are they going to do with it? That's one of the things I'm thinking about, right? Like AI is improving their free cash flow so much, right? The bubble is not the stock prices. The bubble is not the Bitcoin price. And the reason it's not is because all this stuff helps people make money. Michael Saylor's making money with Bitcoin. The Magnificent Seven stocks are making money with AI. And, from the research I'm being told, everybody wants to do sell the fact in NVIDIA. And from a tech perspective, that's completely wrong, because he's telling you how big this is all going to be. And crypto and AI are connected, which I don't even think crypto people are doing. We're just like, ooh, can we get 100x in an agent? Oh no, it turned around and topped. Okay, sell everything and let's move on to, to the next dog shit thing that I can make 100x on in 5 minutes. Wrong. Like it's almost like everyone is wrong, which is why I put an orange man that looks like me on the thumbnail to get everybody's attention. Because the people who made these policies are not going to build the rest of your life. They're not. You are. Okay. 2025, week 1, 2025, week 2. right? This is what everyone wants you to, this is the distraction. This is the distraction. And everyone in crypto is selling. Wrong, 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 wrong. Okay, so here's Uncle Sugar's Bitcoin, which everybody thinks Uncle Sugar will sell right up until they don't. They don't. And even if they did, I don't know, man. It would last 5 minutes. They would sell. Everyone would freak out. And then, you know, the Michael Saylors of the world, China, all these guys would be in market buying it. They would let it wick down, let everybody lose their mind, and then bring it back. This inflation number, that it could be your wick, but I'm not even worried about it. You know, because I was doing the same thing everyone else was doing. I was like, well, you know, the head and shoulders chart, and you may have to watch out. Yeah, you may have to watch out, but who cares? Anyone who's selling Bitcoin below 90 is asking to get their face ripped off when like this macro reality really hits people. And the macro reality is really going to hit people when the orange man comes in and goes, I'm deregulating everything. They're investing $20 billion in data centers. Every state, every corporation is going to buy Bitcoin. But this is what we're all focused on. Wrong, 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 wrong. Bitcoin needs sharp bounce at 88K as the S&P echoes the virus crash. You see where people go? This is where their heads go. Wrong. Deregulation, crypto, up only. XRP, up only. Up only. Right? And everybody wants to sell Bitcoin. This is unbelievable. You have like $1 million price targets. Right now, was that a bubble? I mean, we covered this in prior live stream. It's not a bubble if things are driven by cash flow and creative reality, right? If it's not reality, if it doesn't make sense, if DeFi doesn't make sense, if blockchain is used for verification in AI, if commodities rallying and Bitcoin and commodities go together, right? If these things weren't true, oh yeah, okay, maybe you could say it's a bubble. But whoever's writing this is not looking at the commodity charts, and you don't want to go anywhere when you see that breakout, because that's the one chart market update. XRP, HBAR, XMR. Oh, privacy, imagine that. Bullish signs as Bitcoin searches for direction. Made in America, privacy, Fetch.AI, all these AI plays haven't even moved, right? Like, you know, like real big thinkers are talking about like hundreds upon hundreds of AI agents eventually working together in 2025 to do things like cure diseases. In other words, we don't have to wait for like the real Skynet or the AI god to show up before all these agents all start working together. And what are these agents going to use for money, by the way, when they get involved in finance? You know, the agents are going to be like, oh yeah, let's do some transactions. Let's use the euro. This is not happening. It's not happening. XRP price eyes gain of 60% ahead of Gensler. Okay, well, I can get behind that. I can get behind this, right? I mean, Gensler is not only gone, but they're replacing it with somebody who's going to deregulate. Like that's the new word, right? Deregulate everything. Turn these people loose. Let Wall Street custody Bitcoin. Let them get involved in DeFi. Turn this into a money-making area. Get all these crypto protocols public. Get Ripple public. Get the Ethereum Foundation or Consensus or the Avalanche Foundations or Cardano. Get these guys public. Did you know that Galaxy Digital is not public in the United States? Galaxy Digital, Mike Novogratz's hedge fund, yeah, their stock trades in Canada. They had an IPO in Canada back in the day because they couldn't do it here. Now, there's an American like receipt that you can trade that follows that stock. But Galaxy Digital is not public in the United States. We're in like the first or second inning. They unwound the election trade in Solana. Stable coins are going to challenge Visa and MasterCard, and Solana won't be used as money. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Michael Saylor posts Bitcoin tracker for the 10th consecutive week, and nobody cares. Like, no one is paying attention. Like, we're showing it to you. Like, if we had showed you this in 2020 or 2021, you would have lost your mind. But because it's not up only all the time, people don't want to use their imagination. They're not, as one guy says, I used to work with him, Jordy Visser. People are not curious. Now, that goes for people in legacy, which is just painfully obvious. And I think it's true in crypto, because if it's not 100x in 5 minutes, we're not interested. I understand people want to make money. I understand that. But no one is thinking about the ramifications of what happens if this guy winds up being right. All the news about Michael Saylor is, oh, let's short the stock. Oh, he's out of his mind. Oh, we're bored with it or whatever. What happens if this guy winds up being right? That means everybody's going to have to follow. Everybody. So I don't know why we would fade that. And if they sell inflation on news, if they sell Bitcoin and they sell this market on news we're already familiar with, that's like Christmas in January all over again. Like, we as a community cannot stop being bearish and worried. Meanwhile, the reality of the world is coming right to us. It doesn't get any more bullish than this. And we are bearish and worried and scared and whatever. Done with that. Not doing it anymore. I'm just not. Okay. Saylor, bull posting. Singapore doesn't want people doing poly market. It's because poly market, you can bet on politics. That's why they don't like it. Okay. All this negative news. Negative. Just not doing it. Just not doing it. Oh my God, look at this. This is what these guys from Lush want to do. This is a token. I don't own any of these tokens. So this just came out. This is Holozone. Okay. This is like, AI agents making people. 29 million market cap. Okay. Virtuals, which is fun, with a $2 billion market cap. Lush, who I've actually talked to the head of the project on a Zoom call. I've actually talked to this guy. And he's just like, yeah, we're doing people. I don't know if he can do it now, but he's like, we're doing people. And it's funny, this thing just sits here. It's like it's sub 10 million market cap. Right? And even, and I think I have it in the deck, but we can do it right now. And guys in Legacy are tracking this. I actually found guys in Legacy. I found a guy in Legacy who is bullish Fartcoin and is bragging about how much he likes it. So there's like a, like Fart is like, bond market guys like, oh my God, Fart is terrible, And then there's another guy going, yeah, well, guess what? Fart just held the 62 or the 50% retracement of its big move up. The way I drew it is like, this is the big rally where Fart really took off. Fart is sitting on the 62% retracement. Now, I don't know if this is the ultimate AI trade or not, but look at the trajectory that they dropped this. They dropped it pretty hard. In other words, people in crypto, they give up fast. That's the point about Fartcoin, right? Legacy was like, ha, 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 right? Smart money's probably hoovering all this stuff up down here, I would bet. And we'll go over the virtuals chart in a minute. Absolutely no way. So if you need a roadmap in crypto, subscribe to this channel, turn on alerts so you know when we're going live. And if the content works for you, make sure you hit the like button and join the YouTube member area. Okay. What have we got in there for you? Well, we've got the 2025 preview. So if you see anything that looks like Marilyn Monroe, that's Toby Ward, the best sector analyst in crypto. The XRP long-term price prediction, 4 AI agent coins, which has undoubtedly gotten wrecked. More AI agent coins that are probably down a lot, right? This 8K ETH forecast has DeFi protocols that were perking up before this down move. That would lead me to believe Wall Street is coming, and those protocols are worth a look. More altcoins here. How to play chess with hedge funds, and last night, how to rebuild your portfolio. Like, where's it going to be? Like, when do we sell? When do we buy? What's the roadmap in crypto? There it is. Okay. Patreon, the middle tier offering, okay, has like the 6th Street Crypto podcast guidance, right? For me, it's kind of like raw macro coaching newsletter because it allows for a video and charts at the same time. And the new big selling point is it has a chat group. So if you ever want to know, are you talking to the real Bill or the real Bill's group? Patreon has a chat function. And it's, like I said, it's the middle tier offering. So please go check that out. We got a $50 super chat during the Rebuild Your Portfolio podcast from a member. So a member who was paying to be on the podcast gave us a $50 super chart and told us it was too cheap. And when I say words like deregulation and I start drawing a picture of what I would look like as the orange man, and I put it on a thumbnail and I'm screaming bloody murder that they've got this market backwards. They are wrong, wrong, wrong. And when this thing turns around post-inauguration, it's going to be breathtaking. You're going to do a cycle in 90 days. You're going to do a 90-day, you're going to do a crypto cycle in 90 days. Once people figure it out. Now, the longer they take to figure it out, the more bullish it is. That's just how I'm doing it. So if they don't get it tomorrow, they don't get it Thursday. If we're going to listen to all this bullshit about 75K Bitcoin, okay. Okay, bro, whatever. Yeah. Please feel free to hit it. Do whatever it is you need to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say, who's on my side? Me. What's on my side? Bill, Toby, Eagle King, and the green button. If you got those 4 things going for you, you're okay. You got any money to put into this market? I can't give you investment advice, but I would say, especially when we're all bearish, like the dawn of crypto is here. Let's be negative. Let's sell everything. Let's get all down in the mouth. Let's get FTX level depressed. No. Never. Not happening. Okay. PowerPoint. Let's go. Okay. So, all right. So why don't we put bond market hysteria to bed? Let's do that, right? Because it's like, oh my God, inflation, the Fed, inflation's not going anywhere. The Fed's probably not tight. The Fed's probably not cutting. They're probably not tightening. The Fed's on vacation. And that's the best world for risk assets. Because that means instead of everybody being fixated on bonds, we can get busy to what we should be doing, which is getting fixated on currencies and commodities. So MOVE is the VIX of the bond market. And as you can see, fear in bonds is relatively low. It was way up here in 2023. It was way up here a while back, right, around the election. And then, whatever. So they need to adjust for the fact that the Fed is not going to be indiscriminately cutting rates. There won't be any layoffs, but there won't be any hiring. Inflation will stay at 4%. Commodities are going up. Nothing's going to happen in bonds. They're done. So have a good time. Do what you need to do. Bonds are not a problem. If this thing was up here, it would be a problem, but it's not. It's not. Now, this is another called VVIX. Again, I got this from a guy I used to work with. It's kind of like, you know, volatility of volatility. So, you know, this has a very defined range to it. It seems like, you know, when people get afraid, it kind of inches up here. So if we have one last bond market, ooh, or they have whatever it is the deep state's going to do in front of the Orange Man's inauguration, fantastic. Please feel free to take whatever this fear indicator is up here to 120 so we can buy everything, 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 just anything, literally. It's like Solana, Bitcoin, XRP, Hedera, I don't know, name it, Filecoin, Fetch, Sequoia, throw a dartboard at something on virtuals. You know what I'm saying? Like, find a trade that you like. You know, the guys from Blue Arctic may be back, right? They have a Greenland connection and wanted to solve a water shortage problem. They may be making a comeback soon. Right? And everybody's all down in the mouth. So you want to give me some volatility? Please give me some volatility. Bring this market to Big Daddy. Bring it to me, baby. Okay, Jason Shapiro, a super smart guy. Like, I'm finding all these like new super smart guys in Legacy. Energy, energy, energy. That's my theme right now. This is the Goldman Sachs Commodities Index weekly. So it's like, you know, I grew up with the Commodity Research Bureau, CRB, that's very heavily weighted grains and metals. This is more heavily weighted energy, this Goldman Index. Notice how perky this is. Notice how they're breaking out above LuxAlgo triangles, and LuxAlgo is going with the move. Okay. Copper, oil is up, natural gas with the cold weather. I even think, you know, grains are breaking out. Now, why is that happening? Well, of course, every commodities market has its fundamentals. Copper is attached to electricity. Electricity is attached to AI. Okay. We don't have to go through all that. All I know is they need a different way to lower the value of the dollar. So they got to buy hard assets, Bitcoin and gold, because they can't buy the fiat currencies. So if commodities are mooning while we're selling, so physical commodities up and everyone in digital commodities bearish. That is insane. And every day they carry that on is an opportunity. You should wake up in the morning and be like, oh, wow, look at this market. They're still stupid. How nice. How nice. Okay, NEAR. Just going through, like, you know, anything I can get my hands on. Like, okay, so this is in Grayscale's AI crypto product, for better or for worse, right? You know, at the bottom of a LuxAlgo bullish accumulation cone. And everyone's selling. Trades like total dog shit. XRP weekly. So what do I see on XRP weekly? Actually, let's talk about what I don't see. There's no topping signal. There's no DeMark topping signal. If anything, there's a DeMark signal that this has just started. So last week's rally, yeah. Last week, meaning like Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, that reversal that gave you a green candle for the week when we're all talking about 75K Bitcoin. Yeah, there's no resistance. There's no topping signal. There's nothing. There's nothing but blue sky. You want a good looking chart? There it is. That's it. You can go through. I mean, it's actually pretty hard to find a good looking chart in crypto because most of it's broken, which I actually like. I actually like because in equities way back in the day in the QE area, when the charts broke, that was the buy signal. Like when they really broke and everyone's like, well, it's a confirmed head and shoulders top in Bitcoin. Okay, bro. You get your confirmed head and shoulders top. And if you can't take it down to 75K, then watch what happens. Like if they break the market down, they better be able to take it down. Otherwise, this is going to go straight up. That's what it's telling you. Every day this thing doesn't go down is just more steam coming out of the XRP rocket ship. Algorand, made in America crypto, DeMark weekly chart. What are we seeing here? The bigger the base, the higher in the space. Break out, come down, retest the old high of the range that this thing was in for 2 years. And we're all sitting here and there's no topping signal. There's no nothing. It's just a consolidation on top of prior support. The bigger the base, the higher in the space. Cardano, same thing, right? Huge breakout above 75 cents. Get that wick down return move. Now we're just consolidating right on top of where the FTX collapse started from. That's right. Cardano is merely where it was right before FTX. It's the same thing with ETH. Really, if you look back almost 3 years in crypto, nothing has happened in some of these coins. Nothing. Right? It's like a reset. Except we're about to eject Gensler and bring in the orange man. Right? Who again is going to deregulate. And the AI trade, right? Like humans need crypto and blockchain at multiple levels. That's it. You can be miserable and worried, or you can buy crypto. Those are your choices, right? And if when the market goes down like this, if you get depressed and don't act, right, then you're doing yourself a disservice. It's not investment advice. It's like, how do you approach the market? Which is why, when the market is down, I'm on like 3 or 4 days in a row. After they get done with the Ninny Fest, I'm like, listen, this is when you bull post it. Cardano on a weekly chart, consolidating at the top of a bullish accumulation cone. Did you know that the equilibrium level on the LuxAlgo weekly chart of Cardano is at $1.70? And you could make an argument that Cardano is $30 billion dog poo because it doesn't do anything. Yet it's got room to go to $1.70, and it's currently trading at 98 cents. So I don't know if there's a fundamental argument for Cardano or ETH, but Cardano is so far away from balance that, what's going to happen when these guys are on TV and Joe Rogan and all this stuff? What happens when people see crypto as like the positive solution? What do you think meme coin mania was all about? Speaking of meme coin mania, here's Fartcoin on the 62% retracement of its overall move up. I don't even want to know what happens in crypto if this thing bounces and turns around and starts going higher. You got to ask yourself that question. You got to ask yourself if the two trades no one wants to do, which is like XRP and FART, start moving north while everyone's waiting for 75K Bitcoin. Just saying, like, what happens if market leadership, if people are in denial about what market leadership really is? Virtual's at the 50% retracement of its overall move up, right at around $2.62. Fetch.AI sitting virtually dead at the bottom of an accumulation cone. Like if you go to the website for Fetch, it's like, yeah, we're a giant AI agent, all-encompassing marketplace with all kinds of connections to all kinds of big companies. No interest, none. Like if you were worried that artificial intelligence could adversely affect your life, what would you buy? Outside of NVIDIA, like what crypto things are out there besides Bitcoin? Stellar, somebody on the member podcast said, Stellar is decentralized XRP. Wow, an elevator pitch narrative for Stellar. I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. Daily charts just above equilibrium. LuxAlgo buy signal from last year is still active. DeFi. No interest from Wall Street, huh? Wall Street's going to take all these gains from labor productivity, and what are they going to do with all that capital? What are they going to do? They're going to say, okay, what's the next growth area? It's got to be DeFi, right? They got to be able to go in, right? They insert themselves into the market, and they allow the public to simplify Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana and XRP and getting yield on those instruments. And that is the PowerPoint market update. Okay, let's see what we got here in the chat. Zen Trader says inflation high, interest rates high, not looking good. Okay. On one hand, interest rates are probably too high, honestly, and they may stay that way. And if so, how are you going to buy a car? How are you going to buy a house? Like, what are you going to do? It's crypto, right? Gold. So everyone thinks the Fed has to do something. Yes, what the Fed does drives markets, but the Fed would prefer to print and leave rates alone. The Fed is still going to be pouring liquidity into the markets, and the Fed can never let the government bond market raise rates to a level where they can't pay the debt. It's not going to happen. And they also can't let a recession happen. So, the Fed is a backstop on the economy, and, higher than expected inflation may stay with us because of what's going on with commodities. However, everyone's reaction to this is old news. Everyone's going back to 2022. Oh my God, bonds. Oh my God, dollar. Oh my God, this. Oh my God, that. When they're not thinking. Like, why is the dollar up? Well, that's because sterling and the euro are crashing. Commodities are breaking out. What is crypto? A digital commodity. So if certain components of macro don't look good and they don't wreck the market, that means they're looking at the wrong macro stuff. They're looking at the wrong stuff. The stuff they need to be looking at is the stuff that we're talking about in the member area, which is like, what are our AI and DeFi picks? To name a few, not to mention the roadmap in crypto. It's like, hey, they're going to give you, they could give you 2 weeks to get involved in this trade. So think of this like a cycle post-inauguration to Easter. Think of it that way. Post-inauguration to Easter could be a cycle's worth of movement. Could be. Not being a totally ridiculous moon boy. But again, the longer they sit all down in the mouth, the more massive the reversal is going to be. Because the whole post-election story is being discounted. The Trump trade is over. Watch the Trump trade go thud. Bloomberg last night, right? Flaming job numbers, wreck markets. Oh my God. We can't wait to see everything destroyed. Yeah. Okay. You guys had your fun with California. That's over now. That's over, right? The solution is abundance. The path to abundance goes through one road, and that's crypto. You can sit around and figure out in the equity market, like which artificial intelligence stocks to buy, blah, blah, blah. Good luck with that, right? You can go into crypto and find, 4 or 5 AI and 4 or 5 DeFi plays in 10 minutes on CoinGecko. And if you buy some research, we can hook you up with a bunch of videos and you can be up and running in an hour and a half. If you have an hour worth of time, right? $49 and a pencil and something to write on, you can get involved. Start to do your own research on the coins, pick a few and go. Right? Versus what? Versus sitting around and being negative, sitting around and being worried, sitting around and going, oh, what should I do? I'm telling you what to do. We have a green button emoji. If you have $4.99, right? We have a little program where you can get priority on comments, get yourself some emojis, have some fun, hit the green button on the screen early and often. Get yourself out of the shit. Killer Cab says 7 days left. Union Crypto with the Batman emoji. Right? Philip, hit the green button. Let's go. Right? Let's go. Right? Let's go. Big Rich, I'm not selling after 18 months of DCAing. Expect blow off tops at 2 different times this year. Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, the only problem that crypto has is that you're going to have to worry about equity market disturbances because it's either overvalued or AI or interest rates or whatever. Those problems are their problems. Could also have currency problems. You don't know. You don't know. But, you know, the perma bull party in stocks is over. And in crypto, we're just going to have to figure out how to trade around that, which is why you want to be in the YouTube member area, right? Big Rich, Solana at 650, Render at 40, Sui at 25. I think I saw somebody on Twitter saying like Sui was the next Polkadot in terms of the fact that it would be an overhyped, you know, useless blockchain. I still don't think Polkadot is useless. And I think anything cross-chain. Matter of fact, let's just go to live TA and just start with cross-chain. Like I always start with Rune. So since it's a Sunday night stream, we can look at weekly charts because the weekly close is now in, right? What do we got in Rune, huh? What do we got? It's like if you look at this on a weekly basis, Rune hasn't literally done anything. So not only has cross-chain DeFi been destroyed, like, you know, no one wanted it at $1 in June of 2023. It's now back at $3, right? We were looking at PNG, which is a Coinbase coin. I don't know. Let's go to a daily chart on that. Oh, look at this. Sitting on a LuxAlgo support shelf and the bottom of an accumulation cone. Like if I told you after the, you know, on December 1st, I told you that a week before the orange man would come into power, they would wreck this market and it would all be sitting on support. All of it. You know, Pond. I remember this. I want to say this is either DeFi or RWA. Wrecked. Sitting down here on the bottom of this accumulation cone, and it looks like it wants to fall off a cliff. Look at Maker. Look at this. Wow. Wow, the boys have got themselves all wound up on this on the downside. Look at them run the stops through the 62% retracement. This is like down only. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know. Just throw in like two levels on the chart here. 1351 and 1559. And they're selling it with reckless abandon. Like, please get me out. I much prefer the past. Let's buy some Warren Buffett railroad stocks or whatever, right? Commodities, DeFi, cross-chain. Let's go to real-world assets. Okay. Just go through the coins like Dusk. So again, Dusk, bottom of the accumulation cone. Privacy, Wall Street trading online. PolyX, Polymath from back in the day. I want to say that has some kind of Polkadot connection. Again, everybody's selling. They can't sell fast enough. Crazy. OM is holding, but again, they're selling. See what the regular market's doing. Okay, let's go to like a tactical Bitcoin chart. Let's do this. So in Bitcoin, like the tactical bottom was a couple days ago, and this is just a listless range. But if you look at a 4-hour chart, which is kind of how we've been looking at most of this, you know, there's probably still going to be one more final puke. See these plus signs? That means the next big puke is a 13 bottom. And they just can't wait to do the final big puke, which is good. It is. Like in Solana, they gave you the 13 bottom, and now I don't know what they're doing. You know, maybe, I don't know. Are they going to challenge 176? To me, it's a blessing. Let's see what's going on in currencies. So currency should be open. So this is the 89-minute chart of sterling. Gee, that trades well. So people are probably freaking out because the dollar is going higher. They shouldn't be, because commodities are going higher. Commodities are going higher. Like oil's up again. So sterling down only. The euro, no bounce. Zero Hedge ran something that, like, you know, if the German election goes a certain way, that some group over there can invalidate the election. What are we talking about? Like, does this, like, this is 2025. Hard assets and crypto. Okay. MicroStrategy. Okay, so it remains to be seen whether or not crypto is better than crypto equities. You did very well on crypto equities last year, and I'm not saying that it won't be. What I think they're going to do, and we discussed this, Toby gave her 2 cents on this, and she's probably going to be right, is that, you know, they may wind up challenging this gap in a worst case scenario in MicroStrategy. So MicroStrategy may wind up building a base on top of 300, right? They're short this stock. And I think the fact that everyone is short it limits the downside, period. Hedge funds are not going to get the gratification out of this that they think they're going to get. They're not. Now, they may take it down, but I don't think they can break it. Okay? Now, I know people are suffering in Aero. Because they just continue to hit it, right? So this is the 4-hour chart of Aero. You get the bottom signal, but you can't get the follow through. And then on the daily chart, I'm thinking, you know, you might have to look at sub $1, and then you'd have the 13 and the 9 bottom all at the same time. That's how I'm thinking this plays out. Right. In other words, we're just going to have to let them sell it. And you're going to have to remember efficiency, deregulation, and new forms of money. Right. In other words, all this hysteria about inflation, like inflation can be higher because of commodity prices, but not wage pressure. Right? So if you have no wage pressure, but commodity prices higher, you have a higher inflation regime, a bond market, and a Fed that does nothing, and everything has to be handled in the currency market. So people may see the higher dollar and freak out, but at some point that ends, because if you have problems with European currencies and commodities rallying, although that is confusing because that creates higher dollar. Notice the higher dollar is not exactly wrecking crypto. Aave. I am like, I'm in the, like, when I look at this, I'm in like the minutia of all of these coins. Just looking for any kind of a bottom. So in Aave on the daily chart, like, the post-election rally was the 3 wave. So that was your, you know, massive gratification wave. This, because it's choppy and painful, is most likely your 4 wave. And 4 waves lead to very emotional, big 5 waves. Like, you try to get it started and then they smack it back down to this support point at 280. I mean, this to me looks like a whole bunch of blue sky after they get done with whatever nonsense is going on here. Right? Okay. So I did get MSTR. Okay. Pancakes and Peanut Butter says, Bill is cool like AI. I appreciate that, sir. I try to be as cool and as out of consensus as I can be. Okay, someone wants to talk about GOAT. I don't blame you. Let's talk about it. You know, you don't always know what's going to work in crypto. Like, I'm sure people look at this as old news. Maybe it is. Okay, so this is the daily chart of GOAT. And as you can see, you know, they held the 62% retracement for 4 days. And then you have what this looks like to me, to be completely honest with you, is a give up trade. I mean, it has to come back above 52 cents before you can get really excited. But this is people giving up. Now, you know, these things are meme coins. So, you know, I can't go full righteous outrage if people just indiscriminately start dumping stuff like this. But it is down only. Like, this is the 30-minute chart of GOAT, and it's down only. It's everyone's given up. Like, this is a give up trade for sure. You guys have heard me talk about this. And if you're new, you're hearing me talk about this. When you see this kind of vertical down move, this is people giving up. And if these AI agents have any use, any style, any whatever, like, it's not a fundamentally easy thing to figure out what's going to work and what's not. But it has been interesting in crypto to buy when everyone is giving up. And between now and the CPI number, if people give up, like, you'll know, right? When they try to break Bitcoin down, if they can't break it down, then you pull up all these charts and go, okay, what are they doing? And whether it's GOAT or FART or Lush or any of these things, right? The key is, okay, so Adele says, I got into GOAT at 12 million market cap, wondering if I should local bottom sell here or wait for a higher price. Okay, well, you know, I can't give you investment advice, but here's what I can tell you. If you bought it at 12 million, taking some of your money might help you see the chart clearer. Just one thing we talk about in the YouTube member area. So if you're worried about your position, sometimes maybe your position is too big. So I like your thinking and, like, make the sacrifice and, you know, participate in a give up trade a little bit and then see what happens. The big question is, why did you buy GOAT to begin with? Were you chasing it, or were you on top of the AI agent narrative? That's a good question to ask yourself. Okay. Need your help to open a crypto hedge fund. All right. Well, sir, yeah, that is investment advice, and that is a regulatory minefield, but I'm happy to help you right here. Okay. The Raj, cheers, blessings to you. Thank you for wishing me and Toby well. All right. Okay. Let's sum it up. Deregulation, AI, blockchain, crypto, Bitcoin, and AI wrapped up into that. And if that's too complicated, the orange man is coming. And all of the nonsense of the last 4 years is going away. And anything that just doesn't make sense is going away. Right? Maybe with the exception of you know, the visas and all that. But if they hold on to that, they have to bull post crypto even harder. Right? They have to focus on the positive. And there's so much positive to focus on. They can do all this with the stroke of a pen and phone calls. And it's going to happen, right? Kilikev says, is there more upside in SUI or Solana? That's a really tough question. Believe it or not, I would actually vote for Solana. I think Solana is absurdly underappreciated. That's just me. Do not fall for this bearish narrative, even if they drop the market. They're dropping the market on old news. They're afraid of something that the data shows there's no need to be afraid of. Jobs markets, bond markets, you know, the old way of looking at things doesn't work anymore, right? And Skynet just threw out 5 memberships. So every once in a while, the machine literally will go out and give people $4.99 memberships. So I think that just happened. Congratulations to all the people. It's completely random. We have nothing to do with it. Skynet just hits the button. Do not let them talk you out of this trade. Do not. That's the market update for tonight. We will see you next week.